Now with your scientific investigation, you are going to need to pick an independent variable and a dependent variable to use as the basis for your investigation. So the independent variable is the variable that you change, while the dependent variable is the variable you measure, and everything else that we can change about the function of this tabletop hydraulic flume, we need to keep the same as control variables. So I want to show you the different variables that you can adjust on your tabletop hydraulic flume, so you can be thinking about what you want to have as your independent and dependent variables, so you're set to go for your investigation when we visit. So one of the variables we can change is the pump power. So increase the power of the pump, that might change one of the other variables, or decrease. We can see that we can turn the LEDs up and down. That's how we adjust the power of the pump. We can also, and it's a bit hard to see in the light here, we can also measure the flow rate, so how many litres per second of water is flowing through your flume. And on this dial here, it gives you a readout of how much water is passing through the flume. We can also investigate or measure the upstream water height using this ruler here, and also the downstream water height using this ruler here. They are other variables that you can use to measure. We're also able to change the angle that the flume sits on, so going from a flatter river to a steeper river. And down here at the base we have these little spaces, and we have smaller spaces and bigger spaces that allow us to raise up and lower the angle of the flume to change one of the other variables. We can also, we have these weirs that we place in the path of our water flow. We have a range of different weirs that will behave differently. So we've got one weir here with water above the height of the crest. Now we have different shaped weirs. So here we have a labyrinth weir, and that's going to allow the water to behave slightly differently. So one of the variables that you can look at is the different shaped weirs and how those weirs affect one of the other variables. Along with weirs, one of the ways that we measure the efficiency of the weir is we look at the height of the water above the top of the weir. So if you're investigating different weir shapes, your independent variable might be the weir shape, and your dependent variable would be what we call the height above the crest, so how high the water is above the crest of the weir. As well as weirs, we also have culverts that we can place in the flow of water. Now a culvert is simply a pipe that usually goes under a road so that we don't have that road flooding. And we have a range of different diameter culverts, from wider culverts to narrower culverts. And one of your variables could be looking at the upstream water height of a culvert or the downstream water height. Your independent variable might be then the actual diameter of the culvert. Now lastly, the last variable we might consider is the water velocity. Sometimes water flows faster, sometimes it flows slower. Now the way that we measure the velocity of the water is we have our little rubber ducky, and if we measure the distance between two locations on our flume, and we use one of our stopwatches that you'll have, and we place our duck in the water and we measure the time it takes to go a certain distance, we can use a very, very simple formula to work out how fast that water's flowing. So one of your variables could be the velocity of the water. So what I want you to think about before we visit in a couple of days is, what is your investigation going to be? What do you want your independent variable to be? What do you want your dependent variable to be? And how are you going to keep the other variables the same?